Hello, this is Darius for, and the project that I selected is on the topic regarding personal security. I chose the topic communicate the mandates and strategies for protecting the organization's people and information. In this particular topic, I'm going to go over the different areas of cybersecurity. I will touch bases about the Cybersecurity Act of 2015, which is very vital to this particular project and to honestly to the way that a lot of things are being held and ran currently by the government. Then I'll touch on the idea of hacking and discuss a little bit about the security breaches and the data security, and I'll elaborate on that. When we refer to protecting the people, we are talking about the people's information and not allowing the information to be able to get into the wrong hands and used in the wrong or non legal aspect. For example of that would be the Cybersecurity Act of 2015 that I was referring to earlier, which was signed into fruition with President Obama, who famously is regarded as one of the most influential technology involved presidents. With that, I'm gonna just go into a little bit more detail about the actual Cybersecurity Act. Um, it allows companies in the U.S. to share personal information related to cybersecurity with the government. So, for layman terms, it basically allows companies to be able to send your information directly to the government. There's multiple ways that this could be used, whether there's something such as a cyber threat where you're on a website and you're making threats about harming or potentially hacking or doing any type of identity theft or any of those variations of non-legal activity. Any of those will allow a company to be able to send your information directly to the government and for the government to be able to punish you for your crimes. Now, that sounds good, but it becomes a problem when U.S. companies are being able to sell your goods to the government and your information to the government for non feasible reasons. But an example of the Cybersecurity Act would be for people of my age would be social media, for example. Social media, when people sign up for their social media accounts, 9 times out of 10, no one is going to read the contract that you're accepting to be able to be on the platform because everyone's on the platform. So therefore, everyone had to press agree to be on the platform, which is involved in a fine print where it says that any of your information can be given to the government. So, for example, if you are using any of social media, Facebook, Instagram, any of the bigger social medias that have agreed to the act, um, you're basically agreeing that any of your information can be given from that particular social media into the government, and they can use the information given from the government through the social media to prosecute you against any crime. So, for example, if you were to actually use um, something illegal, or you were trying, or for any aspect you were using improper things on the social media or Facebook for any reason, that same information that you use to per, that you use to be able to provide your freedom of speech that can be given to the government and be used against you, which is one thing that we like to prevent. Again, these are examples of how the Cyber Security Act of 2015, signed by Barack Obama, has current effects on not only social media, but the day-to-day operations of U.S. companies and their relationship with the government. Just to keep in mind, there are a lot of companies that who are mainly solely dependent on the government for contracts and to be able to provide their income, provide their work and their opportunities. So it adds a little more incentive for certain companies to take advantage of being able to send and share information to the U.S. government. We have to learn how to be counterproductive and be able to stop the hackers right in their tracks. How would you say? Well, the professor also made a very good statement that I agree with. We should think like a hacker. Simpler said than done, but it's from the same basis of to be a criminal, to stop a criminal, you have to think like a criminal. The same aspect is true in this very particular situation. I believe, and he stated that individuals should actually learn how to hack to be able to know the right precautions and the process needed to be able to not be hacked, to be able to protect themselves, their information, and the other individuals' information who they possess. I think this will be a good method of being able to be productive and being able to teach a skill and a knowledge base and skill set to individuals that could actually use it and could use the information that they learn, especially if at a younger age, and be able to work on it and be able to be innovative and add their own creativity to it and add different aspects of cybersecurity that will overall increase the protection that individuals will have and their rights and the lack of breaches due to better precaution, better preparation. This was the basis of these websites and other different aspects of the internet leaving you vulnerable. I want to touch back on the topic of the social media that I have referred to before. Just wanted to go into a little bit more detail about that. Included in the social media contracts that people blindly sign, there's also they're entitled to their right to know, which is very important due to the fact that they should be told if their personal information is being displaced to another entity. It's important to know that you can get a copy of your own personal data, so therefore you can see or have access to anything that a hacker can have, just so therefore you can be a little precautious and be a little preventative, as well as taking advantage of data probability, which is being able to have all of your information that's on one aspect being moved to another aspect. This is also very important because people have the right to, one, verify their data to make sure that it is correct. And if it isn't correct, also have the ability to restrict public access to their data and their information, which is very vital. It is most important that people also know that they can restrict their data, but also that if something does go on with their data, that the company should reach out to them and the authorities within a 72-hour period after the breach has happened, affecting the user's personal information. That is very key to know about the 72 hours. Also, it is important for individuals to know that not only does individuals data can be breached by personal use, it can also be breached by other aspects as well. So I'm going to break down another example of a data breach or a hack. For example, would be the company Capital One, the bank. Very well known, very profitable, and also very vulnerable. The massive breach in 2019 affected nearly 100 million users. The bank, the bank has confirmed that the hacker had access to all the personal information, including addresses, zip codes, emails, phone numbers, and their social security numbers, which is unfortunate, but it does happen. Another example could be the recent one that happened in Facebook in 2021, where 553 million different Facebook users' personal information was breached and shown publicly in a hack. These hacks have been very more rapid over the last couple of years, and is making companies really stack down and focus on their cybersecurity and making sure that they're protecting their information and their clientele informations. This also goes for like the healthcare industry, which is very strict regarding their social media and just to show respect to their customers through the HIPAA, which is very important, and other companies and other industries should take pay out their book just to make sure that they're being very precautious and very preventative about potential hacks and potential vulnerability in the future. Thank you for listening to me. Hopefully that you have learned something about cybersecurity and potential threats that are present. And hopefully that you have a great day. Thank you.